What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So, super excited about this conversation we're about to jump in today because I believe that this conversation is something that will help you to put yourself in a better position. In my personal opinion, it will 10 times make your life better. And basically, what that is we're going to talk about debt and we're going to talk about finances, but I'm going to talk about my own debt and my own finances. And I'm going to share with you all the journey that I'm about to embark on with my debt and with my finances. So, with that being said, let's jump right into this. So, few years back, well, not going to say a few years back because we're now in 2025, but let's say I believe it was 2014, 2015, 2014, 2015 is when I really started to take my credit, my debt, um, my credit score. When I really started to take it more serious. Prior to that, I knew a little bit about it, not a lot, and the little information that I knew about it, it didn't have me in the best position at all. I had a short stint with it from when I was around 21 years old. Looked at my credit score, saw my credit score, got emotional about it, and then just due to my ignorance, I stopped focusing on it because at that time I felt like there's no coming back from it. And then fast forward to about 2014, I believe it was 2014, 2015. I end up with this mentor. I end up with this gentleman who ends up really helping me to understand credit and debt and everything like that. And began this journey to become debt free. So that was in 2014. In 2014, at the time, I'm embarrassed to say, and for some people, you're probably going to ask how. And just being honest, it was just carelessness. It was just making purchases. It was just doing things that I shouldn't do. I ended up with almost 100K in debt. To be exact, I was about $98,000 in debt. Um, and that was between loans, credit cards, um, car loan, student loan. But yeah, $98,000 in debt. With that being said, by the time 2016 came in, so within 2 years, I was able to pay it all off. So I became debt free, with the exception of owning my own home. I ended up purchasing a home at the end of 2014, and I now had the mortgage. So with the exception of the mortgage, which the mortgage wasn't in that $98,000 of debt, um, I ended up paying off that $98,000. We'll just call it 100 grand. I paid off the 100 grand in 2 years. So super excited about it. However, it was hard work. It was hard work. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of crying, a lot of tears. It was a lot of sacrifice, to be honest. Um, I was a roommate with somebody. I was sharing an apartment with someone. I didn't like the whole experience of sharing an apartment with someone because it's like you just go through a lot when you're a roommate with somebody. There's things that you like and there's things that you don't like, and you and your roommate sometimes won't see things eye to eye. So yeah, but it was my sacrifice time. It was that time that I had to go through to get to where I was in 2016, and I was being debt free. However, as of today, um, a little embarrassed to say, but I've collected more debt. Um, and it's not like I haven't been able to manage it. Definitely have been able to manage my debt and manage my finances. However, I have got back into debt, and where I'm at currently, I'm currently in a place where I want to be debt free again. And I'll say that because the reason for that is because I understanding finances and understanding my budget and all of that. I understand that me personally, I don't like giving the banks or the creditors interest. Like I don't like giving away my money. That's how I personally see it. I personally see it as I'm just throwing money away by having debt. Every month I make my monthly payment, and when you make your monthly payments, you will see how much of it is how much of it goes to interest and how much of it doesn't go to interest, how much goes to principal. And with that being said, I think that you have to really understand that first, right? So just understanding that principal is everything that is actually going to the loan or going to the credit, and interest is everything. It's the money that you're paying the creditor or loan place to borrow their money. So that money that the interest money, it doesn't even impact your line of credit or your loan money. So you're just paying that money to the bank, the creditor, whoever. And me personally, I see it as me just giving away money, and I hate giving away money. I prefer to give that money to friends, family, the church, whatever, but just giving it to the bank, making the banks rich, pouring money into the banks or credit cards or whatever, I'm not with that. So have a new goal, new aim to basically get to the point where I will pay off my current debt. And I'm going to go ahead and share. So currently, I have a total of $69,659 in debt, and that's not including my mortgage. I've separated my mortgage for a few reasons, but my mortgage, I owe a total of $38,640 on my mortgage. So getting to the point where my mortgage, we're getting to a point where we're almost done paying that off, but not going to focus on that just yet, going to focus on all my consumer debt first. And that's that $69,659. We'll just call it $70,000. With that being said, with my consumer debt, the $69,000, just in monthly plan payments, I pay a total of $3,591 a month. All right. So again, $3,500 a month goes to consumer debt. That's the $70,000. Now, of that $3,591, not all of that is going to the debt. Not all of that is going to the principal. Remember, some of that is going to interest. Some of that is going to the creditors for me borrowing their money. Not all of my lines of credit have interest or have high interest rates, but some of them do. All right. With that being said, the goal will be to get that paid off. And for me, the reason why I really want to pay that off is because imagine if I didn't have that $3,500 a month going out. All right. $3,500 a month into my savings, that's around 42,000, 40 some $1,000 that I would have saved by the end of the year. And then with that money that I have saved, I can then invest it, I can save it, I can do something with it that would help me or cause me to make more money versus just giving it away. So want to really get that paid off so that I can get into a position where I can start saving more. With that being said, I will say that looking at my lines of credit, two of my lines of credit are actually 0% interest rates. And I've got to the point where I've started to understand what having a high credit score can do for you. Having a high credit score allows you to get certain credit cards that come with certain entry levels where you can get a 0% interest rate. So I've recently moved some of my credit cards that I've had to 0% interest credit cards, and that will help me and position me to where I don't have to focus on interest per se, and I can just focus on paying off the actual loan. Now, when you get the 0% interest credit cards, I will tell you that they do come with an initial payment or an initial fee that you have to pay to obviously have the credit card. But the goal will be to pay it off. Now, how do I plan to pay it off? All right, so yeah, I'm currently paying the $3,500 a month. But with my budget and with my planning over the course of the next year, my plan is to hopefully have it paid off within 18 months at max, or 18 months to 2 years. But I want to really have it done in 18 months. With that being said, what my plan to do is to basically go back into that mode like I was in 2014, 2015. And that is basically putting myself on a tight, strict budget and basically sacrificing. I at times will make unnecessary purchases. I will make purchases on things that I don't need. And this is basically it's why I got to the point of now owing $69,000. I've made purchases on, I'm a major sneakerhead. I don't know if you can tell, I got a pair of sneakers right behind me, but I'm a major sneakerhead. And a lot of the sneakers that I've purchased, I would say I own somewhere around 300 pairs of sneakers. And with all the sneakers I've worn, the crazy thing is 90% of them I've never even worn. 90% of them I've never stuck my foot in them. And for me to constantly purchase stuff that I'm not going to wear or that I'm not even going to use right now, to me it's unnecessary, right? So I'm not going to make unnecessary purchases this year. This year I don't plan to go out and purchase sneakers at random just because I like them. I don't plan to eat out, right? If I eliminate eating out for myself, I would save somewhere around $100 a month. If I eliminate my sneakers purchases, that's about $400, sometimes maybe even $600 a month in savings. So for me, those are things that I'm going to cut out to basically position myself to have more money to pay off my debt. And that would be my advice for anyone that's trying to pay off their debt. Look at your spending habits and look at things that you're doing that you can possibly cut out or sacrifice for this short amount of time or this period so that you can put yourself in a better position. All right. Things like traveling and just, like I said, unnecessary purchases is what got me here. And I'm going to sacrifice that. I'm going to give that up. And that's what you may need to do. I was talking to somebody a few weeks ago and they were telling me, hey, Tyrone, I'm just not there right now where I'm focused on paying off my debt. And I was telling them how I'm basically locking in to pay off my debt this year. And they were sharing, well, I want to do a bunch of traveling, so I'm not going to be able to do it. For me, it's more beneficial for me to pay off my debt than to focus on traveling right now. I think it's more beneficial for all of us to pay off our debt before we do start making unnecessary purchases or going on trips or whatever. And the reason I say that is because what you don't want to ever get caught up with is being in regret. And what I mean by that is, for me, a lot of times when I used to travel or I would go on trips, after those trips, I would get back and I would feel a sense of regret because now I got to focus on paying this bill. But I just spent all of this money. I personally, when I go on trips or vacations, I don't want to sit there and say, "Oh, I can't buy this," or I can't buy this, or I don't really need this, but I see it, but I want it, but I can't buy it. I don't want to do that. I don't want to sit there when I'm on vacation and say, well, I got to eat fast food because I can't go to a fine dining restaurant. I don't want to do that on vacation. When I get back from vacation, I don't want to sit there and stress if my electric bill is more than it should be. I don't want to stress or have to ask somebody to borrow money to pay my car insurance or my cell phone bill or gas money. So with that being said, I personally feel like it should be a main focus for people versus trying to live their best life right now. I think that you can live a way better life when you are debt free. All right, that's my personal opinion. All right, something else that I plan to do to help me position myself to pay off my debt is drive less. And what do I mean by drive less? What I mean by driving less is because I won't be going out to restaurants, because I won't need to go to malls or shopping plazas or window shopping, I should save gas money. All right? Gas is going up constantly. With that being said, by putting yourself on a strict budget and not spending money, you will save gas and you will be able to put that additional money towards your budget. All right. So, those are just some things that I'm doing. Those are some things that I suggest that you all do when looking at a budget and when trying to plan. But I can guarantee that if you focus on those things, if you focus on paying off your debt and put a plan in place, it'll happen. And I can promise you, once it happens, you will be in such a better spot. Like you will be in such a better place, not only from a financial standpoint, but from a mental standpoint. Like not having to have that thorn in your side or that elephant on your back, it's just gonna help you to feel this stress relief. Like it's just gonna be a better feeling. So I'm gonna embark on this journey, and I want you all to try to embark on this journey with me. I can tell you all that I personally believe in, there's the two methods of paying off your debt. There's the snowball method and there's the avalanche method. I personally utilize both. However, I'm going to focus more on the avalanche method this go around because I understand that I want to pay off the higher interest rate stuff first. And once I'm done paying off the higher interest rate stuff, I'll move on to the next because I want to save that interest money. I don't want to pay that money to the creditors. Like, I just don't. I don't want to give away my money that I went to work and earned to somebody else. I'm just not into that. I'm not doing that. I'm not feeling it. It's not happening. So, me personally, I'm going to go with the avalanche method. I've done it before and it's worked for me. I'm good with, I'm okay with delayed gratification. At one point, I wasn't, but I'm good with that. I can wait. I don't need that sense of, yes, right now. If you do need that, then my advice would be do the snowball method. All right. And in another video, we'll talk about the difference between the snowball method and the avalanche method. But me personally, I'm going to go with the avalanche method because I don't want to pay the creditors money that I earned, like just simply put. But with that being said, it's going to be an exciting journey. Hopefully you all will tune in to keep up with me in this journey. I'll be posting it on my social medias, on my Instagram, my Facebook, but obviously I'll be posting it and I'll be talking about it on YouTube on a regular basis. Probably monthly, I'll put something up talking about where I'm at and how far I have to go. I can tell you there's different things that in different ways that I'm going to try to put in place to hopefully get it paid off sooner. Once I get my tax return, I plan on utilizing my entire tax return. I plan on paying all of that, placing all of that on my debt. I don't plan on utilizing it to buy anything, to go on any vacations. I plan on paying off debt with it. All right. Also, I'm lucky to have a job that we do bonus on. So when I do receive my bonus, typically when I bonus, I like to buy myself something nice because, I feel like I've earned this. So I want to do something nice for myself. However, this year, the nice thing I'm going to do for myself is I'm going to pay myself first. And me paying myself first is coming out of debt. All right. To me, that's what paying myself first is. Me paying off this debt so I can get debt free. I will be much happier once I'm debt free. So when I get a bonus this year, any bonuses I get, I'm going to use it to pay off debt. So hopefully by doing those additional things, not buying sneakers, not going out to eat, driving less, different things like that. Not having takeout will help me to pay off my debt quicker. Um, Again, my plan is to have it done within 2 years. 18 months is my goal. But if I could have it done sooner, yeah, I'm definitely pushing for it. I'm definitely locked in. Hopefully, you can get locked in and go on this journey with me. So, if you have some debt, or if you're on this journey, I would definitely like to hear about it. Hopefully, you can post it. Hopefully, you can talk about it in the comments. Let me know where you're at with yours, and we can definitely go on this ride together. But super excited about it, um, because not only because I want this elephant off of my back, but I'm super excited about it because I'm constantly growing and I'm constantly learning and understanding. And I can promise you, having consumer debt, it's not the type of debt that you want. Now, a lot of people will say, oh, it's nothing wrong with having debt. Yeah, if you got business debt, there's nothing wrong with that. But consumer debt, it's a problem. To me, it's a problem. I don't think that we as people should be constantly having to pay banks and different ones. We're basically funding their lifestyle. I'm funding Wells Fargo's lifestyle. Nothing against Wells Fargo. I love Wells Fargo. It's the bank I've banked with for years. But I don't want to keep funding the Wells Fargo's family. I want to fund my own family. And I do that by becoming debt free and then saving my money and putting my money in different investments, high yield savings accounts, index funds, um, so that I can leave something for my family when I'm gone. So that is the goal, that is the plan. And hopefully you'll join this journey with me. Hopefully you'll learn something from the experience, get excited or impacted by the experience so that you can once go on this experience on your own. Now, let me also say this. I do understand that some people, they have to use credit cards because they may have been laid off or something like that. So I'm not saying that um, don't ever use them, but if you don't have to use them, you don't want to use them. All right. I will say that because I know it's tough times, it's hard times, but if you don't have to, get away from them. That's my advice. Get away from it if you don't have to use it. All right. With that being said, hopefully you liked the video. If you did, hit the like button. It definitely goes a long way. Definitely make sure you leave something in the comments. Make sure you subscribe. That way you can follow me on this journey. Hit the notification button. That way you'll be notified when different information and stuff like this comes out from me, because I definitely want to be able to help people accomplish this feat that I'm getting ready to accomplish. With that being said, I'll see you around. Later.